Yo, what's up, guys? Finally, I'm back. I'm back in the flesh. Or in the voice. I don't know. But, I'm sorry. I know I haven't been making any more videos on YouTube, but I've been really busy. I've been playing Black Ops, and I'm trying to get to higher rounds in the zombies because it's pretty badass. Especially now with the new map, Annihilation. Oh, I love that shit. It's tight. But I still suck at it because it just came out today. So, I'm just joking. I've been lazy. I haven't been making any more videos lately, so most of you guys ask me to do some modeling techniques, show you the basics, because most of you want to learn how to do backgrounds for your animations. Like I showed you before, how to animate. Most of you are asking, well, how do you do the backgrounds? How do you do this? How do you do that? So I'm going to show you how to do some very basic modeling. If you don't know anything about modeling or creating anything in Maya, like you tried it and it was like, where the hell do I go? I'm going to teach you that today, alright? So I'm going to show you some of my behind the scenes shots and models that I've created that no one has ever seen but you guys, just to show you what you guys can create when I teach you the fundamentals of modeling today, alright? So here we go. First file that I'm going to teach you, not teach you, show you. Bam, check that out. Look at what I modeled here. You see that? I don't even have to say, you know what type of car this is. Look at that. That's a beauty right there. Sweet. Look at those rims. Damn. Who modeled that shit? Oh, that was me. That's right. But check it out. You guys can create something like this with what I'm going to teach you today. Very simple techniques. It's actually very repetitive. So, just learn what I show you today. Just learn it. And then that's it. Some techniques that I'm going to show you. Check it out. You can see the line straight down the middle, which means I only modeled half of this car. I didn't spend a week on this to model the other half. You can just create half of it, and then you just flip it to the other side, and then you just connect it down the middle, and it's just one piece. You can see here when I click on it, it's one piece, right? So the door handle is another piece. I think I did the windows separate pieces. The rims are separate, of course. So check those babies out. What do you think? I did the headlights separate. Oh, what is that? Oh, sweet. That's right. It's a Nissan 370Z. The 370, not the 350, but the 370. Oh, what is this? Oh my good. Oh, shoot. That is just so. Oh my god. What? Oh, sweet. Sweet. Look at that ass. Right? You guys want to make stuff like this? Stay tuned. Stay tuned. My next file. What am I going to show you? Bam. What is this? What in the world? Check this out. What is that? It's like a subway that I created. I created this when I was in school a long time ago. Long time ago. So it's not the best work that I've done, but it's a pretty big model that I've created. Right? You have signs, you have a, what is that, a column, you have a railway over here, pretty busty, you have a subway. I forgot about this model. So it's pretty much like a busted subway underground, right? Check it out. You see the cars over here, you see the tire over here. Pretty cool, right? You got cables dangling over here, you have chains. Pretty cool chains happening over here, right? So you have lights, rocks, wood floor, you have trash can, you have all water fountains. Sweet. Waiting area, you guys can chill here. Look at the top of that. Oh, that is badass. Right? So you guys want to learn how to model stuff like this? Again, I'm going to teach you the basics so you guys can get started. Let's go to the next file. What else am I going to show you today? Look at that. Very simple model right here. This is actually the whole scene. Alright. Again, check it out. Very simple. Just looks like a box. A box within a box. And then you go to the next one. You have another box. Another box. Another box over here. Another box. Yes, this is Mexico. Those of you that are wondering. what type of village this is. Yeah, this is found in Mexico. So I think I have my other my camera is set up. Where's my camera? This is my camera? That's my camera. So this is actually what I rendered here. It was a shot like this, and I actually textured it and all, but you can't see the textures because I have to tell Maya where the texture files are. But I didn't want to show you the textures, just the models. So I don't want to get too caught up with that. Alright, pretty cool, huh? You guys can create a car, environment, a little village. Oh, this one's textured. This is pretty cool. Huh? You can see how I textured it. You can see I didn't even texture this side because the camera that I chose to display this, I wasn't showing this area, so I didn't texture that. But, you know, once you light it, this thing is going to look pretty cool. Let me hide that. That's all it is. Look at that. Right? You see the different pieces. This is like a cylinder. This is like a flat plane that I added. You know, just cut it up, shape it up. What is these? These are like what cubes that I rescaled and stuff like that. Right? More cylinders here for the ladder cylinders, and I reshape them. So you can see here everything's pretty basic. This, you know, it's another cube that I made it pretty long, and then I added more segments, and then I just curved it out. And then what I did here, say for example I delete this, you can see that the center pivot is over here. So if I grab this, it's over here instead of on the geometry. So what I did is I duplicate. You hit Control D for duplicate, and then rotation, and then bam, Control D to duplicate, bam, take that around, right? Control D, spin it, Control D, spin it. See how easy that is? Again, look at that, just cubes. I think that's it. And then later I'm going to show you my animation file. This is another animation that I did on my YouTube. I think you'll see the file there on my channel. So if I hit play, boom, raw, hits the ground and runs out. So most of you asked, you know, how did I create the environment? You want to know how to, like, once you start animating, you know, you want pretty badass backgrounds and stuff. So again, I'm going to show you. Boom, look at that. Look at that. This is my scene right here. This is like Pixar stuff right here. You don't see this on YouTube, you know? So check it out. What did I do here? Flat piece of plane for the ground. Now you might be asking, why did I put a piece of plane on the sky? Well, again, when you texture this, I added a picture here of the mountains and stuff like that, so it actually looks like it's a sky. But I didn't create any of that. That was just a picture that I found online, and then I stuck it on here. So when you go check out my YouTube video for this animation, you're going to see mountains and stuff like that. It was actually just a picture. Yep. Are you disappointed? Well, get used to it, because this is how we do it in the real world. This, I didn't model the tree. This is called Paint Effects, and the grass is also Paint Effects. I'm going to be teaching you a little bit about that. And then that's it. You know, just created some cubes for the wall. Created another cube here. Added the rotation to be down here so that I can grab the doors and animate them opening up, you know, like that. You can see my keyframes here. Pretty simple stuff, right? So I'm going to be teaching you today how to model this. See the house? Very simple. It's cubes, you know, windows, doors, and columns and roofs. That's all you need. Once you know how to create something like this, you can create anything. You know, like I showed you this. I mean, if you can create that picture here, if you can create this, you can create this, right? Look at that. It's pretty much the same thing. It's just I created another one over here, another building. Here's another building. Here's another building. Here's another one. So, you know, you can create anything you want. So we're going to create this, alright? Now, I have another monitor on my right side. So I'm going to slide this over. So try to remember what this looks like, and then we're going to get started. Alright, so you saw the types of models that you can create. So let's get started. So here is my Maya. Just make sure you go under polygons here. Maybe your thing might be set up to animation, because you notice that these windows will change depending on what you select. So make sure it's on polygons. And we're going to start under create. Alright, now I'm going to teach you polygons, how to model things using polygons, not NURBS. NURBS is mostly for creating organic shapes. Alright, things that have a lot of curves in them. Now you can start with that, but I don't go into that. Most of the video games and movies and stuff like that I've worked on, we do polygons. Alright, so we're going to start with polygons. Now everything you model is going to come from one of these shapes. Okay, everything. So remember that. Create, polygons, primitives, and then usually a cube, a sphere, a cylinder, a cone, or a plane. That's usually what you start off with, right? You have all this other stuff. You can, click on one of these and experiment. Cube. What does a cube do? Now this is set to wireframe, so hit 5 on my keyboard, and then you have the shaded mode. F for frame, you zoom in, right? W on your keyboard, you can move it. Right, so check it out. That's it. If you want to create something else, a sphere, there it is. Now keep in mind, every time you create an object, cylinder, it's going to create it in the center of your grid, what's called the 0, 0, 0 axis, or the center of the axis, right, where these black lines meet. So sometimes you're modeling something very big like this, right, and you have this on top like that, and then you come over here and you create something else like a cone, and you're like, where'd it go? Where's my cone? Well, it's down here. Alright, I'm going to get rid of that, get rid of this. So I'm going to bring in this picture. Someone trying to start a car? What is that noise? So here's the picture again. I'm going to create this building first, not the roof. Don't pay attention to the roof, don't pay attention to this. I'm not going to model the guy, don't worry about him, and I'm not going to do this yet. I'm going to do the main center house here. So check it out. It looks more like a rectangle. So first thing you got to know, this is an object, right? Right now this is considered what's called object mode. And what the hell does that mean? Object mode means you cannot start shaping this. This is just, you're done, you're finished modeling it, and now you just want to view it. It's called object mode. If you want to go in there and change the shape of it, which is how you do modeling, you need to go into what's called sub-object mode. Alright, so there's only two modes for modeling. Either you're modeling or you're not modeling. Very simple. Alright, so how do you start manipulating this to look like this? Alright, select the object you want to change, right click, and then you're going to get some options here. See all these? If you select one of these, like say edge, vertex, or face, or one of these, I don't know what that is, and I never use UVs here, but if you select face or edge or vertex, so if I come here and I let go on vertex, you notice that it went from green to blue. You can see the little points here. See that? Now we're in sub-object mode because we can manipulate it. So if I come in here to that point, that vertex, I can manipulate it, right? If I come over here to this other point, I can move it. So now we're in what's called sub-object mode. Okay. Now let's say I'm done with it and I don't want to mess with it. I go to object mode. This means, again, you're not modeling. You're done. You just want to view it. And now it turns green. You can see I cannot select the vertexes or the points. Okay, let's go to sub-object mode again, but this time I'm going to go under face. What does face mean? You can see here that the face or polygons is what you can select now, right? So if I select the top face, I can move this up, right? Now I'm just selecting that. I can come over here, select that one, and I can manipulate that. Again, let's say I'm done, go to object mode, click somewhere else, and that's it. I can't change it anymore. I can't select the polygons, right? Cool. And lastly, edge. So you have vertex, face, and edge. So if I select the edge, what do you think that's going to select? The edges, right? So if I can come in here, select that edge, I can move it, right? That's pretty cool. Once you're done selecting the edges and moving them or whatever it is you have to do, right click, object mode, click somewhere else, you're done. Alright, so that's all you need to worry about. Object mode, sub-object mode. Okay, you might be like, oh, how come I can't select the faces? Well, right click, face, now you can select the faces. Pretty simple. Alright, so let's move along. What do I need to do here? Let's get started. So for this, I'm going to teach you how to add edges. Okay, so if I come down here to my channel box, or this one over here, if you don't have it open, select this one. It says show or hide to channel box. Once you create a polygon, you can come down here where it says polycube 1, and then you're going to get these options. It's going to say width, height, and depth. You can click on that and then middle mouse click and drag and check it out. You can adjust it here, right? You can adjust the height. Just click on it, middle mouse click and drag. So there you go. Undo that. Depth, same thing. Now you see here subdivisions, again, width, height, and depth. It says 1. This is gonna divide your cube to whatever amount you set it to. So again, click on it. Oh no, that's crapping out. Now the reason why that's not working, it's supposed to add divisions like that, but you can see that it's acting up. That's because I went into face mode and I started manipulating this. So there's a catch to this. You can only use this if you haven't changed the object under sub-object mode. Okay, if you come in here and you change stuff, you won't be able to use this afterwards. So this is only for the beginning stages. Alright, so let me try that again just to show you. Create cube. I can rescale this and this will still work. Now if I come in here, you see, because I haven't changed anything under sub-object mode, I can add more divisions here, right? So now I'm not going to worry about this too much because our house is fairly simple. So let's go ahead and I'm going to manipulate everything myself. So let's say the house is going to be, so this is going to be this right here, this main cube here that you see here. I'm going to add a roof to that. So maybe for the roof, yeah, I could add one. No, not there. that. Okay, but gonna go to edge, select both of these edges and move them up. Now here's the cool thing. If I select this arrow to move up and down, and let's say I wanted to match this height here from this one, so it can be perfectly flat. Now select your up and down arrow, but first hold down V as in Victor. You can see this turn into a circle, and hold up, boom, it'll snap to the closest edge that you're trying to move it to, right? So if I hold V and I go down, it tried to snap to the bottom one. Oh, you can see here it tried to snap to this vertex here, so I don't want to. You can do that with the vertex as well. So hold V and then snap to the bottom. Alright, there we go. Now what I can do is I can go to edge, right? Because I'm under object mode, I can't select anything if I'm under object mode. Go to edge, select the middle one, and make the roof. Zoom out a little. And there's, want to rescale this way. I can go ahead and do that right now. Right, so there we go. I have this part here almost done, right? Now let's go ahead and add let's add this door down here, right? So we can see we're gonna need some more shapes in here so that I can create a door. So how do I add more segments? How can I cut this up so that I can add the doorway? So we're gonna go again, you have to be under polygons, go under edit mesh, right? And we're gonna use, I believe it's called insert edge loop tool. And what this does, let's select that. Once you select that, click on any segment here, and you can see it's adding a ring or a segment all the way around your object, right? So we can use this. So I'm gonna use that. Now you can see it try to maintain the shape that we have of our object here. Now I don't want it to look like that, so while the ring is selected, I'm gonna hit R for rescale, and I'm gonna scale this flat down, right? So I'm gonna grab this one and I'm gonna go down until, keep moving it down. Don't pass this all the way to the other way, because it's gonna, watch, if I do it the other way like this, it's gonna go all the way to the opposite direction. I don't want that, so just keep going down and then stop right there. Do it again, stop again, keep doing it a couple of times, and then there you go. You have it flat all the way around. Now what I can do with this is get your move tool, and you can move this now up and down, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to place this at the top of the door, somewhere here where I'm going to create the top of this door here. So maybe right there, right? Now let's do it again. Go to object mode once I'm done. Now check this out, because we used this tool, insert edge loop, that was our last tool, right? If we want to use our last tool, we don't have to come up here and keep clicking on it. We can just hit G on your keyboard, because I'm a gangster. That's G for gangster. And you see our cursor turn into this little arrow. So again, select the edge that you want to create it on and release, and there you go. We created another polygon, right? Again, you want to create that was the bottom line here. Now we want to create the side of our door. Let me try, let's see what happens. Okay, that's pretty cool. So I can use this tool again, and I'll say maybe here, and then here. Now you don't want to move this over because you can see the top of our roof here is starting to warp. So you don't want to do that. If you made a mistake, you want to undo it. Again, select it, hit G, start over. Or to make it even easier, go to your front perspective, this one. Right? And then add it where you want it. So maybe there we have our doorway now. Alright, go to our perspective. So whatever makes it easier for you. You know, you don't have to stick to the perspective. You can come over here to the side. Let me remove the grids. And then just, you know, model whatever way you want. Right? This is the top view. So now we have the doorway here. If I go to faces, I can select this. Now make sure you don't select faces in the back, right? You can go to hit 4 on your keyboard. You can see what you have selected. I don't know why I have this edge selected here. You select it and go to object mode. There. So now I can go to face. Now this is what I'm going to teach you. Check this out. The next tool is extrude. Extrude is the most important tool you're probably ever going to use while modeling. Alright, so I'm gonna go to you need to select the faces first. So these, and go to again edit mesh, extrude. You can go to your option box here. See this little box, and then make sure you go under edit and reset settings, just to make sure that you have the exact same thing that I'm going to be working with. Okay. Now what you can do here is go to do it again, but this time select extrude. Now you see we get this little tool here. What you can do with this is you can select the arrow and then just extrude, right? So this allows you to create more geometry from the polygons that we already created. And then the little boxes allow you to rescale and reshape the geometry, right? So that's pretty cool. Or if you want the center one. Alright, so remember that, it's very useful. But I don't like to use this little gizmo, this little device that comes with the extrude. I like to just hit W on my keyboard and just use the one that I want. So this is going to be the doorway. I'm going to push it in just a little bit here, maybe like that. And then once I'm done, object mode, and then that's it. There's a little door. Right, you can delete it or you can leave it, whatever, it's up to you. Right, but you'll be able to tell that it's door when you texture it, if you want to texture it. Right, now we also have a window. We have a window up here, so we need to create another box up here. So in order to do that, again, edit mesh, insert edge loop. Now instead of coming up here all the time and going to edit mesh and clicking here, what you can do is you can add these tools to your shelf. See how I have this stuff right here? I already have that tool here. It's called the insert edge loop tool, and this one's the extrude tool. So I can, instead of coming up here, I can just click on this. So how do I add these tools here? Click on edit mesh, control and shift. Hold control and shift, I believe. Let me try it out. Control shift and then click on the one that you want. Yeah, there it goes. See, control shift and then click on it, and then you'll get it here. So now if I want to add another edge, just click on this. See, look at my tool, and I can add another edge to it. Right, pretty cool. But I don't want it there. I don't want it there. I don't want it even there. So I'm probably gonna have to create it myself. So for this, I'm gonna go into the split polygon tool. Right, split polygon tool. So with this one, I can select the vertex. You see the little dot? Make sure it goes into a vertex and it hits. Then I'm going to go straight across, and I'm going to go straight across again. Once I hit that vertex here, release and hit enter, and there we go. Now go to vertex, select that middle one, move, V, hold down V so I can snap it to this one, and there, now it's perfectly straight. Now if I want to do the same thing, but this time I want to add an edge loop here, so I'm going to go to, not an edge loop, a split polygon tool. So I can select this one here, go all the way across to this one, hit enter, and there we go. Alright, now I can add the window here. But the window, this window is pretty much a square, not so much a rectangle. But I can check this out. Select this, select that. Go to your extrude. Remember the extrude, which is the same one up here, extrude. Just click on it. Now we extruded, but I haven't moved it. So this is very important to remember. You don't want to extrude something and then just click off of it and say you're done, because you're not. You actually have bad geometry. You have two planes on top of each other, right? So if I move this, you can see we have the extrude that happened, but you don't want to leave that as is. You want to undo it. Alright, so why is this selected? I didn't select this. Alright, there. So again, select this. Now I undid the extrude because I didn't want to leave it like that. So again, extrude. Now hit R for rescale, and then check this out. Grab the middle one and then move this down, and then check it out. That'll add more geometry, and I can scale it this way to make a perfect, what seems a perfect square. So there we go. Now I have my window here. Select that, select this, extrude again. This time the move tool, move it in, and there's my window. Object mode, done. So there's my little house. Go into my my wireframe mode, and there's that part of the house. Right, now you can see here it has another window on the side, so I can probably add that right now before I forget. Simple, very quickly. I need to select it. Okay, there, select it, make sure you're in object mode, and then once you select that and you start manipulating, it'll go into sub object mode. So fairly quickly you can come in here and manipulate all this. Face, select the face, extrude, W, push it in. There's my window. Object mode, click off of it. See how quickly that was? So I'm going to try to move quicker because these are mostly, we're going to be using these tools: the extrude, the insert edge tool, and then the split or the cut tool, like I did up here. Okay, so what's next? I'm gonna go ahead and add this to it. So what I can do, I can actually extrude it from this house. I can come up here and create another cube and model it, but for this one I'm just gonna extrude all this section here. So all of that, I'm gonna bring it out, and it's gonna create another section. So extrude, the move tool, and I'm going to push this out like so. Let me look at my picture here, and then it needs to come forward a little bit, right? So this area here, And not only does it need to come forward, but you can see that the roof is slanted downwards. So I'm probably going to need to slant the other side. Let me go to my front. Make sure there's this house is sort of the same width as this. So I can, sort of make it even. I'm happy with that. Now what's next? I'm going to extrude the front of it. I'm going to extrude it to look like that. So hit extrude, move tool, extrude, maybe about that much, right? Object mode. Let me look at my picture here. Okay, that looks okay. And the door. I have to create another door. Now we already know how to create another door. How do you think we're going to create the door? We need two lines here, right? Because if we come to our front, this is our door here. This and this is our door. And you can see this is the height, and this is, you go to edge. This is the height of the door. This is the bottom of the door, which matches this. So all we need are just two lines here. So very quickly, object mode, selected, come here, add my door. It's going to be about that wide or something like that. Face selected, extrude tool, move and push it in. About that much. Object mode. There it is. There's our door. Now there's two doors, but I'm not going to animate to it. I'm not going to add two sections. When you texture it, you can put a little picture here of two doors. It'll look like two doors. That's all you have to worry about. So now let's look at the house here. Look at this house here. This is just for reference, right? This picture here doesn't have to look exactly like it, but whatever it is that you drew, whatever you have in your mind, in your imagination, you can create that. So fairly quickly, again, this back looks like another garage or something, and it's slanted. So it's actually higher. You can see here. The bottom of this probably matches the bottom of this, but it goes up, and we probably need another line, another segment up here to extrude the whole thing. So I'm just gonna do that. Maybe here, and again move this straight, because you can see the curve that was back here, and then move it down. And then I'm gonna add face, all of these faces, and I'm gonna extrude them out. So go to extrude, move this out, sort of like that. And then what I'm gonna do is go to face, no, go to edge or vertex, doesn't matter. I'm going to select all of these vertex up here. So you can go to your side view here and select them all by selecting here, or you can go to your front and select them all from here, or you can go to your perspective and go here. Alright, and just move them down. So actually maybe both of these down like that. Actually all of them. Somewhat like that, right? I could almost remove these polygons and just keep that straight. Let me see what I can do here. So I can almost do this, delete this, and then just bring all this top down to match this. So I can do that by vertex. Select this vertex. Again, remember, hold down V. Then I'm going to snap it to this vertex down here. Same thing to this one. Snap it. snap it, and snap this, crap, snap it to this one, and this one, snap it to this one. There, that way it looks cleaner. But something very important to remember is while you're modeling, you can't just snap them, because if you come here and you select them and you move it, it's not welded together. It's not one piece. If you were to model something like this and put it into a video game, something like this will not work very it won't work that easy. It'll give you issues and problems, so you don't want that. You need to pretty much glue all the little vertices together. And to, you know, for people that don't understand, you need to create this as one piece, right? So you need to do what's called welding, sort of like in a metal shop. So you come into edit mesh, and you see here it says merge. Select merge, and now what you did is you merge those points together. So if I select this, if I select it and try to move it, notice that it's now one piece. If I move this one, it's still two pieces. You can see here that it's not closed in, so I need to select both of them and then do edit mesh, merge. Now when I select it and move it, it's in one piece. And I need to do the same thing, hit G, for all of these. Now when I select one, move it, it's one piece. So you need to make sure that when you have an empty gap like that and you want to close it, you need to merge the vertices together. That way this whole object is one solid piece and there are no holes in between the lines, in between the segments, right? So now what you can see here, we're starting to have the completed house here, right? So it's starting to look something like this. And again here, I told you we need to make this slanted. So let's slant this down like so. Because you can see the roof is slanted down. And I think that's it for now. We're gonna add, for the house we're done. Now we need to add the roof. So how can we add the roof? Let me see if I can extrude the roof. Let me see, face, and I'm gonna select all of these faces, maybe even this side, and make sure I didn't select anything else. And I'm gonna try to extrude. This time I'm gonna use a tool for the extrude, and I'm gonna do that one, and then okay, that's pretty cool, but it's not working the way that I want it. Neither is that one, neither is that one. Okay, I'm not that happy with that type of extrude. So let me see what this can do for me. I'm gonna extrude it straight up. Okay, that's pretty cool. And you know what? Let me undo that. Something like so. And then I'm gonna extrude the front of it and the back of it. Not that one. This, and this. Again, extrude. I'm gonna extrude it this way. Scale it out that way. And now I have that little section off like that. I can push it more. And say object mode. And there's a little roof. Pretty cool, huh? Now what I need is to extrude this. Maybe this area down here. Face. Select this section. G for extrude. No, let me undo that. select it again, and then I'm gonna extrude like so. I'm gonna go to my front, move this down, and then why isn't the rotate up here? Sheesh. Maybe I selected something else. Okay, so let's go to vertex and then make it like so. Something like that, right? Do the same thing on the other side. Face, that one, that one, that one, that one. Extrude. Go to a vertex. Select this, move it down. Select this, move it out like so. Try to match it to that one, let it go. This one, match it to this one, let it go. Now if I come down here, boom, there's our house. And now I need to, I'm gonna add this roof over here. So to add this roof, you can see that it's pretty much a flat piece of plane or a cube, and it's actually a cube. And then this column here is another cube. So, and then back here again another flat piece of cube. So let's go ahead and add that cube here. And it's sort of, it's cut out here to go around. So let's do that. Now I could extrude, but you know that'll take too much of my time. So you want to work fast. Cube. You can see the move is up here. So let's move this around. Place this on top, and I'm going to start scaling this out, something like that. I'm going to scale this out this way. I'm going to make it flatter, something like so. Move this out. And now all I need to do is rotate it to match that angle. Let's go to my side view. That way I can see it perfectly. So I'm going to rotate like so. Trying to line it up to this line here. So I can move this. Something like that. Right? And make it smaller. Move it back some. And I could actually move all these edges up so that I can line it up to the roof here. But what I'm going to do is I need to cut this so it doesn't go through the house. So I'm going to go onto the edge loop, and I'm going to cut it here, and I'm going to cut it over here. Right? So if I go to face, now check this out. I only want to see this piece here that I created, but I don't want to see this house because I want to delete this face right here, right? So how can I just view this without moving this out? So if I select this and I come up here to where it says, I believe is this one. Which one? Isolate selected object. So select this one and hit isolate. You only see this. So now I can just come in here and select that face, delete it, delete that, and then that's it. Come back here, click that one again, and I'll see everything. So now this is cut out to match that, right? And that's looking pretty good. Now it looks like a little house. So for here, I might move this up. Let me go to my vertex. Select all these little vertices. I'm gonna move them up. Try and line up with the house. Well, maybe not that one. See what that does. Okay, that's cool. Move this up. Move that up. And actually I'm going to move these up. Something like that, so that I can move these edges up. Something like so. And you know what? I can delete this face, and I can weld. Can I weld it? Let me see. Yeah, I can weld this edge to this edge. So hold V and snap it to this one. There. Now make sure to select this vertex and then merge it. There. Now it's one complete piece. Right? Hold select the vertice V and snap it. And now it's perfectly. Everything's perfect. I can select all these vertices here and then move this to snap that vertice. And that's it. Create another plane. You can see what I'm going to do here. You guys get the hang of this. So if you guys want to go ahead and model your own, just extrude that way, extrude this way, move it up. No, this is just the roof here. Very simple stuff. You guys know how to do this. Now you can tell modeling isn't very exciting, yay, but you know it does get you nice scenes, nice environments and stuff like that you need for your animations and whatever it is you need. I personally don't like to model because it's pretty boring. You know, if you guys want to bring out your music box and stuff like that and listen to your music, that's pretty cool, but most of the time, you know, this is pretty boring. I don't like to model. You can tell. Animation is more exciting for me, so. And I think that's it. I can move this out a little more. Create polygon cube. Move this cube from the center out. Move this up. See where that's at. Okay, there. Go to face, select the top, move this up, hold down V, try to snap it to a vertice somewhere around this section here, maybe there. Okay, move it up. Okay, select this edge, move this up, object mode, move out, rescale, move it in, move this in. Probably need to adjust this. Move it up. Object mode. Bam. I think that's it. It might not be the perfect model, but it's pretty close enough if you ask me. There you already have a house here. You know, if you want to model something, you want to add a floor, you know, you can add a floor. See, pretty cool, huh? Have the window, have everything. I'm gonna close this because we don't need it. I'm not gonna teach you how to add color, how to texture or anything like that. Maybe I'll make another tutorial, but for now I just want to show you the basics, which is pretty much extruding. You know, you can see how I extruded everything out. And if you wanted to make a car like I showed you here, you know, pretty much what I did here is you take it by pieces. You don't do the whole car all at once. You need reference. To the car, it's a little more complicated, but you pretty much do trace the front of a car from a real picture. You trace the side shape from a real picture of a car. You know, you can pretty much trace the back and then the top of a real car. But pretty much all I did here was extrude. So I create maybe these 4 pieces here, and then I extrude them all to the back. So now I have this, and I'll reshape it to sort of line up with the door. And then I'll extrude again, and I'll add this section, and I extrude again, and I'll add this section, I extrude, and just shape the door, right? So then you have one piece for the door, and then you come over here and you add this fender. Just from here, you know, you do that section, and then once you're done with that, shaping it, extruding and cutting, and you know, merging vertices or whatever, and then you come to the front and you just do the fender. And keep in mind, you're just doing half of it, so you're not modeling everything. You're just modeling maybe this front, and then this other section is separate, right? The window is separate, and then the top, this little section was separate. This wing was separate. Again, this back fender was separate. So you just take your time and you model each section, right? I think I started with the plane. These are planes. See the bottom? There's nothing in the bottom. There's nothing inside of the car. There's just planes. Instead of cubes or cylinders and stuff like that, you just model with planes. Again, with this, look at the floor. You can start to see how I started working. I added edges. You can see all these edges, and then I came in here to the vertices, you know, and then I just started messing around with this. You can see how I created that, right? The tunnel. I mean, look at the tunnel. It's just one big, pretty much, this section here is part of a cylinder. So I had a cylinder and I made it pretty long. Then I chopped it up, and then I pretty much connected it with this plane. And then here I curved the cylinder, which I'll teach you how to do that maybe in an advanced video. Again, here, nothing but extrude. If you look here, all of this was extruded, sort of like how we did the window and the doors. Same thing, right? This was another cylinder. You can see the shape of the cylinder, and pretty much the cylinder was like this, and then I just rescaled it to fit like that, right? Again, doors, windows. Look at this. It's just a big flat piece of plane here. This is another cylinder here. You can see the cylinder. I shaped it. The stairs, nothing but boxes, cubes. This is another cylinder. I mean, just look at all this. This is a cube, and I extruded this. I brought in another half a cylinder here. I connected it. I merged it. I extruded this. I think it's sort of like this. You can see how I extruded that. Make it look like a ticket booth, right? Fairly simple stuff here. Let's look at some other stuff. I mean, this, come on. We just modeled a house right now. This. How do you think I created this other file? pretty much the exact same way. So let's go to create. I said I was going to show you how I created the trees and stuff on the animation file. So create a plane, rescale, and then just let me get rid of the grids and rescale this outward. So now we have a ground plane, right? So just make sure that when you're going to model something, make sure that you model it above your grid. So when you have your grid here, see, make sure you model above it. Pretend that's the ground and you're going to model stuff. Don't model things going through it. If you have a character, make sure his feet are on top of the grid. Alright? So here's our ground plane. I can go here to the settings, polyplane, and then here where it says subdivision width and height 10, I'm going to bring that down to 1 because I don't need these divisions. This is a ground. I'm not going to have any extrusions. I'm not going to do anything special here. So there you can see how easy it is to model a house. I can make this as big as I want. Oh yeah, the trees. So for the trees and for everything that I was going to teach you, you need to go to, I believe it's dynamics or rendering. Let me see. I think it's under rendering. Yeah, go under rendering, under paint effects. That's the famous paint effects. And then you're going to go to get brush. Select that. Once you go to get brush, you're going to get this window, which you get a whole lot of cool stuff out of this. You have what do you have here? You have a city that you can just paint off here. You have clouds, you have lightning. I never use any of that. The only thing I use is under trees. You see all this tree mesh. You get a bunch of trees, and I think that's pretty much all I use. Plants there. So I just stick with trees. Where's grass? I think you have grasses. Yeah, you can use grass. Pretty cool. So right now I'm gonna stick with I'm gonna try grass. Maybe that one. Once you select your grass, you see now your pointer becomes into this pencil. So if I hold down, I believe it's B or V. Let me try V. No, not that one. I forgot which one makes it bigger. Brush. No, I forgot. Okay, but let me go to my attributes. Go to your attributes under the grass, and then you select paint effects, and then you go to your options. Here you have control of your brushes and your sizes and stuff like that. I thought it was V, middle mouse, to make your brush size bigger. There it goes. It's B. B, left click or a regular click and drag will make your brush size bigger or smaller. This way when you paint, I don't need that anymore. When you paint your grass, you know, you paint fairly big. So that's pretty cool, right? So now you have grass, instant grass, and now you have a little. Now you don't want to make too much because this is going to make your computer run very slowly. You can see here my computer is starting to chug, but I'm going to undo that. You want to make sure that the size of the grass is fairly small. So in order to do that, you need to go into your paint effects tools and go to your option and make sure you go, I believe it's under one of these, the pressure. It'll make everything smaller. It's not that one. Go to my channel box. let me try something here. So you draw it and then you go all the way down to grass and then scale. It'll make it smaller. That's what you want. You want small grass like that. Surface offset. Here's one with scale. There we go. So now if I grab my brush, it's too big here. Make it smaller. There we go. So now you can start painting here. Alright. So that's what I did. You can delete that. Go to your selection tool, select it. I'm not going to leave the grass because it'll sort of make your computer chug or use all the RAM that it has. But you know, you can come in here to your trees, select a tree, whatever tree you want. I think for the animation that I did, I used bamboo. So I just added a bamboo. And there you go. I'm gonna modify center of the pivot, and I'm gonna move the pivot down like so I can rescale it from the bottom. Right, that's pretty cool. And I'm gonna teach you how to render this fairly quickly so you can see what it looks like. Now I don't think I can render this using Mentor Ray. I'm going to close that. So I'm going to bring a camera, create camera, one of these. You can see my camera's down here. So I'm going to render this off to show you. So there's our house. Here's what I'm going to show you right here is what I'm going to render. Pretty cool. Now I can make the floor bigger. Right, I can rotate it. And there you have it. Nice looking house. Let me try to render this, see how this looks. Now this doesn't have any lighting, of course, so it's not going to look impressive. But once you start adding the lighting, let me see here. Go to a perspective, create lights. I'm going to do a directional light. Scale this up, move it up so you can see it. You can see the arrows. Now I showed you how to do this on the animation one. I think animation, animating a character walk cycle or something like that. Under part 3, so I'll teach you a little bit about lighting on that one and how to render off your house and stuff like that. So go to your attribute editor and then check off shadows and then use depth map. Go to your your camera, hit render, see what that looks like. I need to increase this in the filter size. So what this looks like. To increase that more. Pretty cool. Now you can add more lights. You can make this a little more intense. See what that looks like. Right, so you get the picture. It's pretty cool, very simple. You can add another light so it doesn't look, you know, pretty dark down here. But you get the point. You know how to model now. I'm gonna duplicate this. I hope this helped you a lot. Again, I know I haven't been making a lot of video tutorials, and this one's it's pretty boring. Again, I don't really like modeling that much, but you know, I do it just because I need to model, you know, background and stuff like that for my animation files. And a lot of you guys wanted to know how I create backgrounds and stuff like that. Now, like I told you, nothing here in Maya is created for you. You have to create it yourself. So this one I'm going to turn off the the shadows. So again, you can see here how I'm creating everything from scratch. Now if I was going to animate to this, now I have a little background here. I can put my character here. I can, do whatever it is I wanted to do with this now. So that's pretty cool. So I hope this helped you out a lot. And if you have any comments or suggestions of new videos that you want me to make, let me know. I'll make new videos. So hit me up, send me an email, subscribe if you like it, if you want to learn more. Again, sorry for the delay. I haven't been making any more videos, but I'll make some more, whatever you guys request. If you want me to texture this maybe on the next video, I'll save this. I'm gonna give it as a palm tree. Alright, I'll save it. I'll teach you how to unwrap, and I'll teach you how to texture this to make it look like a realistic house. But so that's it for now. You guys have your free education, so you guys can start modeling as of right now. There's no excuse. So you got any more suggestions, whatever, subscribe, like, comment. I'll chat you later. I gotta go play Black Ops.